Shabbai, please unmute. Okay. Okay, Deepakanandji. Three mantra, please.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantaram.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Uvvasayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahuram.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
Sauva Pavapanasano.
Savapavaparasaro.
Mangalanam cha Sauve Sim.
Mangalaram cha Savve Singh.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, everybody. Welcome to the English Satsang of Holistic Science Akam Vignan. Okay, Kashyapa, your question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My question is regarding this. What did Dadaji say about this? About Mahatma for doing civic duties like election and all this, you know. So how to handle that? You know,
Sorry, please come again. Please come again.
Mahatmas have public duties which citizens have to do, like elections and all. So how to handle that in the Akram Vignan way? You know,
They are not conditioned that way. There is no condition of that sort. He has said that you pray Dada Bhagwan to become instrumental in spreading Dada's science. So by doing that prayer, naturally you will become perfect and well established in the life science, and that's how everything will change. So your duty is not by virtue of doing anything, but it is by virtue of praying and remaining in his.
in society, when we face, when I face a lot of this, which is means it is society. According to society, also it is irregular, like adulteration and all these things. So it means the file number 1 at least is upset, you know, and also sometimes inside also gets affected. So what Dadaji says, and also about all this when this election time comes, you know, so all this atmosphere is like that only that.
Yes. We also have to remember that while Dadaji lived his life from 1908 until he passed away, he passed through 2 world wars and several, even the partition, 1947 or 48 partition, India, Pakistan partition. And he also saw the war. But I haven't seen him or heard any time discussing anything about it.
So how he used to, what I want to know, how he used to handle those situations and how
handle is like, you know, how do you get affected or how do you get involved in such things? Only if you have some discharging trait in these regards. Otherwise, things will not even touch you.
For example, I saw a video on food adulteration, milk adulteration. So now,
yes.
on seeing the video, what kind of bhav should Mahatma have
Okay.
ideally?
I'll clarify very nicely the way I have understood, and probably that's how Dadaji also said.
Hmm.
You as a doctor, you as an engineer, you as a citizen, and depending on your involvement, what is your duty in the society, you must play your part.
Okay.
That's it. So if it is not your duty, so it's like if you're a father, then you take care of your children as father. And if you are a mother, you take care of the children as a mother. You
No,
understand?
in this
So
case,
it's like it is not your duty to take care of the road side, what do you say, discipline.
no.
There are people, they are appointed.
Let me be more specific in the question. That, see, for example, when I saw the milk adulteration video, that it shows that adulteration is carried in the milk and milk products. Okay?
Correct.
Now, what can I also got bhav, means little. I know that it is wrong, but I got bhav that means the 5-1 gun, or I got bhav that towards the persons who are doing milk adulteration. Okay, so the negative bhav came. So now, how should I handle it? So
No, that is true. That bhav can come, because see, in the society, are there not thieves, burglars?
Yeah.
Are they not there? They're there. They're doing this. So they are doing their work. What I'm saying, there are people to handle them, responsible people to fulfill their duty in taking care of such things in the society. You know one thing, what Dada has said, and we have been hearing all this time, when a man of such level of purity is around, none of these vices or negativities can play their part.
So it means we are impurity, having impurities. That
There's
is
no doubt about it. And apart from that, one more thing, what Dada had said, everyone has a level of purity. It is not infinite. What it means, when if we refer, if we talk about Tirthankar Paramatma, the absolutes, then it is said 50 cos, I don't know how much is that, but as per their mathematics, 50 cos circle, that is diameter or radius, things remain absolutely normal. There's no fight, there is no differences and all that stuff.
Course, I heard one course is around 3 kilometers, so 150.
What?
I read that one course is around 3 kilometers. So
3 kilometers, 50 goes 150 meter, 150 kilometer.
Yeah.
Right? So now the idea is, when they have this level of influence, when Dada Bhagwan said about his state, he said that if someone is running after and trying to catch someone to beat or to maybe to kill, and the guy who was running, trying to run away, he looks at this place, he comes around this place where satsang is going on, and he sees the open door. He just gets into the door, and he sees few people sitting there. He'll just come and sit there.
So as a citizen,
wait, I'm not done. Wait.
Okay.
And then when the guy who wanted to kill him, he's also after him. He saw this guy going somewhere, so he also enters in this room. Now Dada's presence is so influential that both of them, this guy who wants to kill this person, this negative feeling will just go away, just vanish in the presence of Dada Bhagwan. And this guy who was afraid and he was in fear, his fear also goes away. And both remain absolutely normal while they are in that room. And after the satsang, when both of them go out, these negative influence start affecting them. So this is the situation.
No, my
So,
question here.
so what I was trying to say,
Yes.
we should not make an anticipation in the sense that we are impure. I will tell you to a certain extent that maybe our influence to very little extent, people who come in our interaction, they have definitely some influence, not that drastic influence what Dada could give, or of course, there is no doubt what Tirthankar Paramatma can give. Do you understand? But we need not make a conclusion that we have no purity, because the area of influence becomes bigger and bigger to the extent of 150 kilometers as it is for the absolutes, right? And maybe individual level it can affect.
So you said that Dadaji had means miles and miles of purity, and means the exalted persons have miles and miles of impurity around us, but we don't have that much purity. We have purity, but we don't have that much purity comparatively.
Yeah, there's no doubt. See, one thing, day and night, are we not praying? I don't want to hurt any living being to my mind, speech, and body. We are praying, and with that level, with that kind of prayer, some level of purity is definitely opened, because this decision will not come. And it's like inadvertently, unknowingly, though we don't even want to do, and things happen. And when we come to know, we feel sorry about it. Now, what is this? This is definitely a level of purity. And anyone who come into your interaction, that is our interaction, they will definitely have some level of influence about this. But of course, we cannot expect.
What happens here is that then what happens is the intellect starts, little bit on the accusing side, and then
That is possible. That is possible, but you can tell yourself this is not your duty, and
Yeah,
you don't have any authority.
Then there is a tuggle, that no, this is not right. So then there is a conflict inside, that.
No, doctor, one more thing. This is fine. This is good, but then this inner conflict is useless because you don't have any authority. And it is, I will say, it is a kind of ego which is bothering every one of us. So we must take care of our part where we are authorized, we have power, and we can do that. And we must take care of those areas and don't meddle with those areas where we are not in a way responsible or have any authority to handle the situation. Very simple, very simple. If your father is sick, do you attend to him and try to give any medication if you don't have any idea about it? You will not do it. You will take him to a doctor because that doctor is authorized to handle such situation. Same way we must do this way. But even in this case, we can think and analyze that what did Dada do? Dada also came across so many things, but he never meddled into that. It is not his job. One more thing. When Mahavir Bhagwan was about to attain nirvana, the time was approaching. At the same time, one of the angels, that is one of the celestial body, was rising. And it is said that that celestial body would influence and spread negativities on this Bharat Kshetra for 2500 years. So all the angels requested Lord Mahavira that please extend your lifespan. And if you extend, and in your presence, if this this celestial body rises, it won't be able to affect Bharakshetra. But at that time, Lord Mahavira said, it is not my duty, and I cannot cross my border or line of responsibility. And he also gave one assurance, don't worry about this 2500 years. That is destined on this Bharakshetra. But after 2500 years, the same light will open up.
And yeah, I got your point. One more thing regarding the point which you said is that we should not meddle in things which is not our duty, right? This is what you said, and we should. And what I want to ask one more thing regarding this is that for this case example I gave about milk adulteration I saw. So then, okay, mind, I can say that yes, this is not in my in my authority, and I should not too much worry about it. I just, for information, as a piece of information, I know. So when I tell to persons I know about this, so I just give information. Yeah, this is happening. So this is wrong or not wrong, or
no, that's fine. That's fine. If you come to know and you tell, but then they will also handle this information what you are given their own way. But then further, you cannot cross that boundary. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. See, it is like you are there and someone is doing something wrong. Then you will definitely, your what do you say, your conscious level, your conscious body will definitely try to resist certain things in its capacity. Do you understand? You are traveling by train, you're traveling by bus, you are in this on the road sometimes, and you see something. It is a natural reflex from your end. And that is going to come. And maybe you can become at times very violent at times. I'm not saying no. Right? So that is possible. But then again, think, is it part of your authority? Someone, if you try to do that, someone can sue you against this act. They will say, you are not authorized to do this. Now, if it is in regards with your family, then you have some rights. Someone can say it is not your authority. Then you will say, this is my family. Do you want to say that I'll just keep watching things and say, wait for the authority to come and handle the situation? Sorry, they also know this, right?
And also here, that sometimes anger crops up, so, and then I have to deal with that anger and, and then it pacifies, So, is there any way where this anger, even if temporary, doesn't arise, or it will, means special things which you can guide, that this anger doesn't crop at all?
That's true. See, there are other, what you can say, kind of predisposing factors. The kind of food you eat will make you very violent. It's there. Everything has its effect. Now the type of company you keep. So it's like, if you are in a company where that person gets annoyed and any small little thing, then you will pick up that, that trait or that nature, and you will also become like that person. On the other hand, if you come across spending time with, let's say, Dada Bhagwan, where you'll not see him getting annoyed at all. And at times, even if he gets annoyed and he uses harsh words sometimes, or he scolds someone, then that scolding doesn't affect negatively to the person he's scolding, and other people who are around, like people like us, we are sitting there and Dada is scolding someone, then no negativity comes within us about Dada, that why is he scolding also. Because many times we don't even understand, we don't even know the matter, why he is scolding.
Yes.
Right? But that is the level of, I will say, purity, perfection, and we must try to seek that.
Yeah,
And anytime we end up committing anything
yes,
wrong, then we must correct ourselves.
correct, Pratik.
Finally, at the end of the day, correct ourselves, fix up everything, and get ready for the next day.
Do again resolution.
Right, perfect. Yes, it's all not to repeat them.
Thank you very much. Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Okay, Jai Satchidanand. Anybody else has a question? Okay, I have a question. Deepakanandji,
Yeah.
Nimit, okay. What is the definition of nimit? Because there's some discussion I had somebody, and he says we have to live with a bhavna as a nimit.
What it means, everyone has come with some inbuilt quality, and that quality is inherent to that person. Like for any problem in relation to actuarial calculation or perception, I cannot handle, you cannot handle, but Shitalben can definitely handle. That's her nimit, that's her inherent quality. She is a perfect nimit to do, because to accomplish that particular job, she doesn't have to refer anything. She is ready for it. It's like if I have any problem, medical problem, then there are nimit for that part. Like you have doctors,
Right.
you have engineers. So everyone, when they are playing their part, their role, which has come naturally to them in this scheme of Mother Nature, just imagine what kind of nature or ecosystem would be. But we have ifs and buts. We have our own conditions, and that we fail to fulfill our duty as a nimit, which the nature has brought us in that situation naturally. And for that you have to pay a very big price, very big price. Because the nature wants you to act because of that particular innate quality. And that's why you are around that in that situation. But for any reason you don't play your part, then you get punishment. For example,
does it mean that you have to live as a bhavna, that you are nimit? But
I'll give you example. At home, you are a husband. So you must live instrumentally, that is with that nimit bhav, feeling of nimit, that is how an instrument would work as a husband. And if you fulfill all the duty as husband, your wife cannot claim anything from you. Nor any other, your children will also accept that, no, daddy, you did the right thing. But if you fail to fulfill this particular instrumental aspect of your duty, that is where we get shackles. We get bound, we get punished, we get punishment for not fulfilling our duty as what we are supposed to be doing by coming across in any situation, naturally what we are there.
so you are saying we have to live that I am nimit, and other people, a person is also a nimit when you see that.
Yes, everybody's instrumental duty is there. And when everyone is for, just imagine, wife does her duty, husband does his duty. What kind of family life they would be having? Perfect, no problem. When both are playing their part perfectly. But no, somewhere or the other, when they cut corners, they blame, they don't want to do certain things, which they are duty bound, then imagine that's going to cause problem, definitely. And that family will not be coherent or harmonious. There will be some problem always cropping up because someone is not fulfilling their duty.
Yeah,
Right? In any organization, any institution, there are people who are supposed to do their part, play their part, fulfill their duty, and that's how that institution will work efficiently. But
Yeah,
when
but you
people
know,
cut,
yeah, we don't think as if we are the limit. We always think we are the instrument, but the other person is a limit. So you have to see him or her as innocent, him as
true, that is,
wrongdoer.
it's it's very easy to pinpoint to others. But then, if you are not fulfilling your duty, then it's you will be getting that punishment naturally, and there is no escape from it.
No, that is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is really you are performing based on the discharge, and then the purushat comes into the picture. Once you see the other person as a limit, and then the purushat comes as a son, Vivasya Sakti and all that's going to come in the
Rather, the
picture.
best and the ultimate purusharth is when you come across such instrumental example of perfect duty, then what would happen? You will definitely have your own resolution that yes, I want to become like this. This is how
Yeah.
a perfect person is. And that eventually makes you a perfect limit in the scheme of Mother Nature. And that's how that only liberates you. In fact, these absolutes were before the renunciation, before leaving their home, they are householders.
Yeah.
They are fulfilling their duty in that part. You know, they are requested by the highest form of angel that, oh Lord, your duty is this, and you are done with this duty of your householder part. Please take up renunciation and fulfill your duty. And with this request, you know, these absolutes are also so humble. They immediately understand the signal and they start their part, their action. And this is not they're doing, but then this is how they are natural limit in the scheme of Mother Nature.
Okay. Yeah, I think I did that. Now there's no question, so let us introduce the.
Sheetal Mayor has said,
Oh, here's a question.
no problem, please go ahead. There's no topic. There's no topic in here. So it's no problem.
Yeah.
Any card is part of the pack. No problem.
So something happened this week, and I want to understand if I did this right. Is Keval had at school they had to do like a dissection project where they dissect a squid or some kind of a small animal. And so, and the teacher sends pictures so I could see. So I asked him about it. He, in general, he's very sensitive to like other life forms. Like even if I have to move a small plant in the backyard, he gets upset. No, don't move it. Why are you hurting it? That kind of stuff. So he's very sensitive. Why are you hurting the plant? Why are you moving it? So he's
hurting the plant. Okay.
Yeah. When you move it or you take it out and throw it away, you're hurting it. So he's sensitive like that. So he didn't want to talk about it, but I said, okay, so how was that okay for you? Well, how did it make you feel? And he said, it made me feel really, really sad that I had to do that. So I said, okay, but you had to do it because it was part of your schoolwork. And if you feel really bad, just do pratikraman and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. In life, sometimes you have to do these things as part of schoolwork and things like that. So is that good? Should I explain something more?
No, this is fine. See, after all, it's like if you become a doctor, then you have to undergo this training. So this training is coming to this level at the school level is surprising, but it's fine. It's fine. So when they are made to do certain thing, then there is a purpose behind it. Why?
Right.
And that purpose is higher than the part what they are doing, like maybe they are dissecting the animal like that. The goal is much higher. So life, you can always explain him nicely that life is what? You get away with smaller loss to achieve a bigger loss. For example, when you fall sick, then there are germs or living forms which are not suitable for our living, and they are hurting us. They are damaging our body. So are you not going to take medicine? Yes, you will take medicine. What does the medicine do? It dries away, it kills the bad part in our body so that you survive. So that loss you have incurred by taking medicine, so many lives have died, yes. But when you do things after surviving, that pays you much more. And that compensates that part what you lost by killing and all that, that gets compensated. So it's like you lose $10 in that because you took the medicine and that killed all the living organisms which were bad. But by living and taking care of other things, you are earning $1,000. So net income or benefit is what? $990 you have earned. So that's how life is. You have to balance it off.
Okay.
So then you will not have any confusion anytime. Okay. One more very, very, very touchy example. Don't I scold you? You tell him, don't I scold you? He says, what do you think? Am I not hurting you? Yeah, you're hurting me. But when you get hurt and you stop doing it, what are you gaining? You are doing something which is worth much more than what you are doing by doing wrong. But when I scold you, then I lose certain things. Yes. So just to understand, I like, you can, quantify that. Like how I said, okay, when I scold you, I lose $10.
Right.
But with that scolding, you stop doing those negativities, and what you become, that fetches me $500. So have I not done good? This is how life is like that. You take care of smaller things to achieve bigger things. You lose little, but you gain more. But certain things, like when you eat that living stuff, then you lose much more. So why we should be vegetarian? This itself will be very simple and easy explanation for him. That when you eat, because you're consuming that, when you consume, you incur a big loss. And against that, so it is like you are incurring 100,000 loss. And then whatever you are doing, your earning is like $500 or $1,000. So what is the difference? It's a big loss. So to avoid that big loss, you can eat vegetarian stuff. Animals, if you feel that no, You have to get strong. Then the strongest animal is vegetarian.
Right.
The elephant is vegetarian.
Yeah.
The elephant doesn't eat any animal. That's how. So this way, when you give them a comparative and valuation, quantify it correctly, then they will understand and they will not commit any mistake any time. And they'll be cautious also. Even while taking food, like they will say, they will read the ingredient. Hey, come on, don't be fussy about it. Just take it and eat it. No, there's no fuss about it. We must check because you are incurring a big loss.
Mm.
And when this alertness, this vigilance is there, you don't have to worry. He will, wherever he goes with his understanding, he will live perfectly.
Okay. Right.
You must make him think and act correctly by giving him right understanding. That is your duty as mother and father.
Whatever. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just in general, he's very sensitive like that. Like anything bad happens, he just shuts down. He doesn't want to think about it. He doesn't want to face it. Like, if some like the war or anything like that, he's very sensitive. It makes him really sad to see
So
bad things.
One more thing. Ask him, do you eat vegetables? Do you boil vegetables? Yeah. Do you cut vegetables? Yeah. So what is that? Because you are not seeing evident violence in it, then you are not feeling it. And that too, because all this media and all that stuff, including YouTube and all that stuff, Animal Kingdom and all that, where people have recorded certain things, this is a process of life and living where bigger animals eat smaller animals. And when bigger animals consume smaller animals grow. Like, what is the growth, level of growth? From 1 cent, they become 2 cents, they become 3 cents, they become 4 cents. And that's how we have also grown like that.
Okay.
So this is the process of life, cycle of nature. Something is there. Make him see the Lion King, the first one. Cycle of life.
Right.
Cycle of life. They have explained very, very nicely. And now that the other version has come, animated version.
Right.
So it's almost, it's very natural and it's interesting.
Yes. Okay.
There's so much to learn from that one single kids movie. Very good. They have made it very nicely. There are a bunch of lessons in that. And every time, if you can even get one lesson, it is enough. I have seen this at least 20, 30 times. And if I get any opportunity today, I will see it once again. Something will click in my mind. It's really good. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You might have seen once and forgotten.
Years ago. Yes, exactly.
But you see that peacefully and with total insight. You will enjoy.
Okay. All right.
Dada, what I feel, we must try to get this for the kids, our 9 p.m. kids. It is really worth. And we will try to ask them what exactly they have understood from that. There's so many things. So many things. It is in English, yes.
Okay. What is the name of it?
Lion King #1.
What's that?
But now, Lion King.
Lion King.
Lion King. And you must see what is that version called? Like
animated version. The
animated
original
version, not the cartoon version. Animated version. It's so good.
Oh, no, wait. You're saying the new one they made with the live animals? That's
yes,
the one
yeah. What is that called?
Oh,
I
so
don't
the
know.
new one. Oh, that's
The new
not
one,
animated.
Yeah. Old one, it's not called animated. The old one is like cartoon and it is like animated, how we say, but this one is like you see them physically.
Right.
I don't know, what do you call that?
I don't know either. Yeah.
But then that you see their expression when he's upset. They show.
Yeah.
They have done, even in that cartoon, animation film, they have made it very nicely, but you can't register that. But here, you can very well, the way they say, It's good, good. They've shown the good part and how the bad part is also there, and why, how you must handle. It is your responsibility to take care of the bad part wherever you are. Like that. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it, after, in April, once the schools are off, that will be a good time to do it.
Correct, correct. Absolutely, yeah. So
Anything
that
else,
it's a
Sridhar?
good challenge. I tell you, it is a good thing for you as parents to learn with your kids. They teach you so much. They really teach you so much.
Okay?
Yes.
Ready,
Okay.
Dada?
Yeah.
Your friend Kanubai, doesn't he want to say something? He's a
You can
silent
ask him.
observer all this time.
I told
Kanubai?
him to write questions, but I don't know.
And never mind, you
Kanubai, you
don't
have
have to
any
write question, but you can always ask questions.
Kanubai, you have any question?
I asked him to unmute if he can.
I did. I tried to unmute.
Hello, Deepakanandji. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
I'm gaining the wisdom by hearing. So,
Yeah, that's what we try to live, that wisdom, what we got it from Dada Bhagwan.
well, this was a very interesting discussion about the children, because when I was raising my children, unfortunately, I did not have the time to spend with them.
True, that's
So
true.
some of these things that you're discussing now, I wish I had known at that time. So
Very true, very true. And everyone who came to Dada Bhagwan and his satsang, they feel that they should have come earlier. If they came at 30, then they said I should have come earlier, maybe 20s or maybe 10s. And those people who came across him in 80s, then said, oh my God, I met Dada at the fag end of my life. That was so bad. But even in that, and Dada has said, if you come across wisdom 5 minutes before passing away, it will change the whole story of your life. So this is the best part. This is the ultimate part of that wisdom, which can not just transform you, it's a sublimation, total change.
So let me ask a question, a work-related question, because we talk about not giving ego that importance, but here in the Western countries, if you don't promote yourself, you don't get the benefits. Here you have to promote the I, the ego. So you're at work, and it's difficult for me to keep on doing that I did this and I did this, when it's the team that does it. So that's always a battle.
True. I can just share my experience while I was working, and every time we finish one job and I would be called inside the boss's cabin, and they would say, you did a great job and we really appreciate and all that stuff. And then I will coolly say, I believe it was a teamwork. So what I understand, what they are doing from their side is right. What I am saying from my side is also right. Because I have definitely promoted my I, that's how I have been successful. As individual, as leader, whichever way I handle the situation, so that works. So when it's like when they are giving appreciation to me, then they are doing their part of their humility. So they must express this, because yes, I did work. And from my side, I must express my humility by saying that it was not just me, we were all together. So that was my part of humility. So if a third person is there, they will salute both of us. Do you understand? They both are doing that part correctly. So yes, I understand. And especially now, what I can understand and what I see during our time, and of course, it was not like that. But in the Western world, you literally have to sell yourself. And I have seen, I mean, my nephews are there, my other colleagues are there, their children, they do this job so nicely, without any problem. Without any problem. They literally sell themselves. So it's like these, what do you call, these employers. These employers are employees' customer. So to sell themselves, to sell their stuff, they have to sell themselves to these employers. And how well they can sell, that's how the employer will pick you. So that's fine, no problem. I have seen my nephew's resume and the kind of letters he had written. It is so good. They are so good at it, and they have no problem. I was wondering if I had to write such a thing, maybe it was like impossible for me. But for my time, because of my exposure and my experience and the atmosphere which was there during our time and in India, things were different. And what they are exposed to, things are different. And they have picked up this. They don't find it bothersome at all. They do it so easily. And I'm saying, even those kids who are about to take their undergrad university class, and I came to know that they have to prove, or they have to really express themselves why they want to do this. What are their plans? Why do they want to become a doctor or an engineer, or why this particular institution also? And with that letter, my God, if you just read that letter, anybody reading that letter, you'll say, "You're welcome. Please come and join us." That's how they write.
So the other thing that happens, Deepakanandji, with that is that by selling yourself more, you end up with more work. But the people who are very good at selling themselves, they talk a lot, don't do much work. And
See,
that share comes to you.
But there is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't work, if you keep selling yourself and people feel that the material is good and they buy, but then if you don't work, you're done. Things will not last long.
That doesn't seem to be happening all the time. So.
Yes, so that's how they have learned this, like trick of the trade, that you sell like yourself nicely, be a good marketing man. Or no, whatever, marketing man or salesman, whatever. But then no, that will not work unless you perform. Finally, you have to perform. Right. And if you fail to perform, you're gone.
Someday.
Come again?
Someday you're going for a short time.
Yes. Someday it's going to show that. So never cut corners. Always, I've been saying, and I've heard also, that always see that you are edge ahead of others in your company by doing little more than what is given to you. Put little more effort, because then you, although nobody is indispensable, but then you will be kind of indispensable person. Example is Westinghouse, Mr. R.B. Patel. The whole, I mean, a lot of people were laid off, but I believe he was there till the end. Anyway?
Yeah. Yes.
See, this is what? Kanabhai?
Thank you. No, this is a good discussion.
Welcome, yeah.
I think I'll let somebody else ask questions.
You know, the best part of data science is what? It gives you theory, it gives you right practical vision also. Workable, practical solution. Okay, gentlemen.
So we'll come back to you, Kanubhai, today, or if you have time, or more questions, or next time. But here, Sheetal has a question.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Kanubhai.
Okay, so this is job related. So my current situation is that lately I've been feeling like I need to look for a different job. The reason is because the job I'm doing is actually very easy and very like simple, and it's fine. And this was a position that I got into about a year ago because the company reorged. And so I ended up where I am now. But the stress comes from me feeling my ego. Like, I feel like this is the kind of work I'm doing now. I have an FSA, or like the highest actuarial credential, and this is not like the type of work I should be doing. I should be doing more. And so it creates a lot of stress for me. Like, oh, this is the kind of work my boss is giving me. Like, this is not like this. I should be doing higher level work. In my prior role, I did higher level work. But on the other hand, when I take a new job, I don't know what I'm going to land into. There could be additional stress. I have family responsibility right now that I really need to focus on. So how should I approach this? Part of me really wants to leave. Part of me is like, well, this is easy, just stay. I don't know.
One thing is there. If you want to progress, then come out of your comfort zone. Take new challenges. And if you really feel that you are not being used in the company with all your skill and experience, and you want to grow, so that doesn't matter. Don't worry about the stress. This stress is part of your life. But then this stress will help you progress.
Okay.
So
my biggest worry is that I don't like, it's important for me in a new role. And I don't know, oftentimes people end up working long hours, and it's not like, then my family life suffers, and I'm just worried about that.
One thing remember, my boss, who was very, very, very experienced guy and more practical, social. So he never believed staying late, putting more hours in the office. What he used to say, if you are putting more hours in the office, there is something seriously wrong with you, first thing, and secondly, extremely wrong with the system. You are already putting like 8 to 10 hours a day, correct?
But Deepakanandji, the system that you and I went through is totally different than today. Totally different. The system is totally screwed up right now. So, my thinking is that
true. I'm not.
She needs to look into what she wants to do. More work, more higher pay is going to come, more stress and stress and stress, because nowadays in USA, expectation is to work for long hours, and they employ fewer employees. And so you have to really know what do you want to go, what's your goal, both professionally and at home. So you have to decide that, otherwise more work is expected out of you. The reason I'm talking is this, Deepakanandji is looking at Sachin's examples, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, it's people just keep on pouring. There's no end to all this stuff.
At the end of the day, I believe how you handle your job is important. You can work for less number of hours and give better output, and put more number of hours and give less output. So you try to make yourself efficient, then you don't have to put number of hours more. It's fine. Okay. I mean, maybe I'm more theoretical, but then I believe, back of my mind, I feel that we are not working efficiently. So if you start working efficiently, definitely I feel you don't need so many hours. And everything, one thing, remember, if something is going to take 10 days, you can squeeze it and make it to 9 days. But if you feel that, no, I will finish in 5 days, that is wrong. Your calculation is wrong. So here you put more people, and every time just putting number of people, more people is not going to work. So certain times, if you have to give those 10 days, then you better give 12 days, finish it in 10 days and check and give your product a perfection. You understand?
Yeah, for me, what I want is, I feel like I'm ready to move up to the next level, but I don't want to work late hours because I just can't get on the
But
computer.
it is left to you. It is
Oh,
left
it's
to
up
you
to me.
how you work, because in that stressful condition, you don't work efficiently. So you have to put more number of hours, which is not necessary, I believe. If you are efficient,
Deepakanandji, she wants to go higher up, means more work, more hours in today's world. Okay,
true,
there's
what I feel.
no escape from them. So you have to decide, Sheetal,
One more thing,
what do you want? You want the title or you want more stresses?
One more thing, when you go higher in the ladder, you don't do, you get things done.
So
that is also there. So there is
Well-
something seriously lacking between these two balancing part.
Okay, so the higher roles that I'm looking at actually are individual contributor roles, so they don't have, well, but you're still part of a team. So yeah, no, your point is correct. Okay.
Yes,
I
that's
see
how
it.
the managers are not working like in a way like a donkey, like the front end worker. So that's what he has to get things done, and how efficiently he gets things done, keeps people, his team motivated, make them progress. That's how it matters, how he handles it, gets things done.
Okay.
And in fact, that's how you are paid for. Not just tell them to put more number of hours. No, try to make them efficient.
Right. Right.
Make them feel you are at home. It's your home company, because you spend almost 50% of your hours in the office, at times more.
Yeah.
The wake up time at home is much less. 6 or 8 hours you are sleeping. 10
Now
hours
we're
you
all
are
working
spending.
from home. We're all by ourselves
That's
now.
what I believe, that if you initiate right thinking, things will definitely change. Because people they are not working efficiently. I'm dead sure about it.
No, I do know people who, even though it's crazy busy, they have a very set boundary. They will stop 5 o'clock and they'll be done. But there are rare people out there like that. The culture is that everybody's working
But
late.
perfect people are always an exception only. And actually, I believe they are exceptions only.
No, there are, I mean, I'm working late hours sometimes. So
Sometimes it's okay, but if it is every day, every now and
No,
then,
not
there
every
is
day.
something wrong, I'm saying. See, sometimes emergency comes and you have to finish, finish a target is a different story. But then every day, like you cannot stress every day. So there is something wrong. And solve that problem first.
Right. No, I do see that it's kind of up to me to also decide that I want to finish the work in the time that's given. And so be efficient and maximize efficiency. And
Correct.
I also have to be flexible. Once in a while, there is a need, then you do it. But so I don't need to be afraid to move to
No. Come out of your comfort zone. It is no good. It is no good.
Okay, that's how I've been. Something inside me, like the gut feeling I get is like, I know it's easy and it's simple, but I should be doing, I was doing higher level work before than I am now. So I should, at least be.
Yes.
Okay.
And certain level of pressure, not stress, I will say, certain level of pressure is necessary for you to work and evolve. Helps you evolve, actually.
Right. That's
if
true.
everything is comfortable, you go to sleep.
Yeah.
But that's not life. That's not
No.
life. So, like if you see any of these animals who are there in the jungle, I mean in their natural habitat, then they are so vigilant. Their eyes are so sharp. Every time they are watchful what's going on around them. But those who are there in the cage, they become so dull. Absolutely. Whatever they are given, they just eat and then sleep. That's it. There is no opposite force which make them alert.
Right. Right.
So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Our time is up. So Deepakan, can you do 3 mentorship?
Yeah.
Please follow.
Namo Vitragai,
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam,
Namo Uvazzayanam.
Namo Loe Savva Sahunam,
Namo Loe Savvasahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro,
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savvapavappanasano,
Savvapavappanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim,
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Further, we have 7:45, 7:45. We have Junior Forum. 9 p.m. we have a worldwide satsang in Hindi. So please come and join us. We will be doing separation Samaik with Pratikraman on the 4th code of conduct, that is on dislike and hatred. That's a wonderful topic.